INHUMAN ACTIONS. Anthony Albanese accused of deliberately leaving behind Australians struggling in the suburbs. In recent discussions surrounding the Australian economy, opposition leader Peter Dutton has voiced his concerns about Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's government, claiming it has left behind struggling Australians, particularly those living in the suburbs. As inflation rises and the cost of living becomes increasingly burdensome, Dutton argues that the government's policies are failing to address the needs of everyday Australians. Dutton's criticisms centre on what he perceives as a shift in Albanese's priorities, suggesting that the Prime Minister has aligned himself more closely with elite interests rather than the working-class families who are feeling the pinch. He asserts that many Australians are currently grappling with rising bills and stagnant wages, creating a sense of stress and frustration in suburban households. This sentiment is echoed by many who feel neglected by a government that appears focused on other agendas. One of the key issues raised by Dutton is the government's cashless economy initiative. While he acknowledges that cash still plays a vital role for around 1.5 million Australians, he questions the timing and effectiveness of the Treasurer's mandate that businesses must accept cash. Dutton views this as a distraction from more pressing economic issues, such as inflation and skyrocketing living costs. He argues that instead of implementing new policies, the government should be concentrating efforts on stabilizing the economy and reducing the financial strain on families. Dutton highlights the challenges posed by increasing energy prices, which he attributes to the government's renewables-only policies. He argues that the rising costs of electricity are not just hitting households but are also impacting businesses, contributing to a broader economic malaise. As families struggle with their budgets, the consequences of high inflation are becoming more evident. Dutton stresses that many Australians are reconsidering their essential expenditures, including education and insurance, as they grapple with the realities of a tight financial situation. Moreover, Dutton's critique extends to the government's handling of national security and immigration policies. He claims that Albanese's administration has made decisions that jeopardize safety and security, creating a sense of unease among Australians. The opposition leader argues that a government more focused on elite interests has lost touch with the everyday concerns of its citizens. He believes that this disconnect is contributing to the challenges faced by suburban families who feel increasingly marginalized. Interestingly, Dutton draws parallels between the political landscape in Australia and the United States, particularly in light of Donald Trump's recent electoral success. He suggests that both countries are witnessing a growing divide between urban elites and suburban residents, with the latter feeling economically insecure and politically overlooked. Dutton's observation reflects a broader trend where voters in suburban areas are increasingly drawn to candidates who promise to prioritize their needs over those of the elite. Dutton's critique of Albanese's government underscores the growing discontent among suburban Australians. As they face rising costs and economic uncertainty, the call for policies that genuinely address their concerns becomes louder. The opposition leader's arguments resonate with those who feel that their struggles are not being adequately acknowledged or addressed by the current administration. As the political landscape evolves, the ability of leaders to connect with and respond to the needs of their constituents will be crucial in shaping the future of Australian governance.